Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a story time with a lovely guest, Cringy, one of my best friends.
Hello.
You can find him on twitter.com/cringeworthy.
Yes.
Or youtube.com/cringeworthy.
Or twitch.tv/cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy. Just find him, he's cringeworthy, and you can see it on this piece. Yes. Today I'm telling the story about when I got farted on at work.
The only story you'll ever need ever again.
This is a really interesting story. And the problem with story time, so I'll warn you guys right now, I never know how to end them because...
Trigger warning, shitty ending.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, okay, the work that I'm talking about is a souvenir store. It was this tiny little souvenir store, barely got any business, but it had one key feature that a lot of tourists loved. We sold the genuine UGG label.
That's terrible. That's so bad.
No, but these are good. The problem we had was that a lot of international guests, especially from China, would come over and think, and you find out why specifically China, but they'd come to our store and be like, oh no, this is made in China, it must be fake. And I'm like, no, the fact that it's made in China is what shows you that it's real. So the brand is an American company. They're made in China from Australian skins. They are much better made. I'm selling them right now. I can't stop. I'm sorry. They're much better made now than when they were in Australia.
Not hashtag spawn.
No, actually. I don't even have a job there anymore. Come on, guys. But anyways, we would often have Chinese people come in and they would come in. They'd either be in the phone or they'd be in a group and they would see that the boots were made in China. They'd talk amongst themselves, they'd talk on the phone, they'd leave. And we're like, dude, we need that $300 sale. Like, that's the only thing keeping this store open. So what we would do is pounce on them and just kind of talk at them.
Like the rest of retail.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was a little bit
You were just
fierce.
desperate?
Yeah, I wanted to keep that store open because it was my job. So I'd walk up, hey, just letting you know this is the genuine UGG label. We're going to have the big G in the middle, little R for registered, and underneath Australia in all lower caps. Over here we have Emu, which is entirely Australian owned and made, and then we got Sneeze, which, oops, I just said the name, which is basically your no-name brand alternative. I'm going to have to bleep
it out.
Everything's made from Australian sheepskin. It's just a matter of what they're made for. I can't believe how well I remember this.
it's all just coming back to you in such a big way. You may as well just go get a job there again.
I really like him. The owner and I had our little tiff. Anyways.
A little.
I don't work there anymore, do I? Anyways, so that's what I did, and I was tasked with being in charge because it was a Friday night. I remember it so clearly. It was a Friday night, and this group of about 4 or 5 Chinese businessmen. I say businessmen because they were wearing business suits and they had a lot of money because they were just sitting there.
You're rounding up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there, well no, I'm not sitting, they're sitting. They kind of just, they come in and out and I'm like, dude, just buy the boots or go. It's like 5 to 9 on a Friday night because late night shopping on Fridays, and my co-worker was like, I'm going to count up the till, I'm going to count up the sales, you do that. I'm like, okay, cool. Because we kind of, I think this is back when we had manual receipts.
Oh, yeah.
So we actually had to count every single sale to see if our till balanced, which it never did, funny enough.
No, it doesn't.
So she was doing that and I was dealing with these customers and I gave them the spiel and they're like not talking to me, not even looking at me. Like they were looking at the boots, talking to each other. That's me and I'm still fucking talking. And then it got to the point, and I'm going to use you as me.
Oh,
because they're trying to put the boots on and I'm like, no, those are displays. You cannot put display boots on. That's nasty. We have to sell them eventually. So I'm sorry to anyone I sold a display boot to because I don't know how many feet are bigger than them. Anyways, so they're just trying, and I'm like trying to get myself in there because they keep like blocking me off. And I'm like, no, I've got to get in there and stop them from,
this crime that they're committing.
Yeah. That used to be an animal. I need to stop you from defacing these boots. So I'm just trying so hard. I'm raising my voice and I'm like, those are the real boots. You can't try that on. That's a lady's boot. What are you doing? And then I get this.
Oh, are you actually gonna?
Yeah, I'm not actually gonna fart.
Oh, good, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, you holding one.
I can't fart on cue. So I get this. They fart. They turn around to see that I've noticed. And then they walk away.
With the boots on?
No, they didn't have the boots on. They were just kind of carrying them, and they were just like that was their only form of English.
Right.
You get it? Thank you. And so I had literally just been farted on at work, and I was like mortified. I was like, oh my God. It sent the message loud and clear. I don't need any language barriers of, writing a little percent, because later on they bought the boots. And the whole place stunk. The whole place stunk. And they're like, I want to get a discount, but they don't know how to say I want a discount. So they just wrote a little percentage sign on a piece of paper next to some Chinese symbols, and I was like, no. If anything, I should be charging you more for the fact that you farted on me. And they're coughing on the boots, and they're like, making all these noises. It was the most disgusting situation I've ever been in, but literally so eye-opening. So
I've seen the world.
So culturally enlightening. But they were like, because
all Chinese men.
No, just it's something that they do over there to say stop trying to serve me.
Fuck.
It was so bad, and this is only one of the stories, but I was watching a video where a girl from Texas has moved to Japan to live with her husband, and she's saying that one of the things they find really rude is when you blow your nose in public. So they just the whole time. And dude, the amount of times I got that, and I was like, that's disgusting, and I'd give them a face, like, do you want a tissue? And I'd give them tissues and everything. And they're just like, oh, I'm like, your poor sinuses. That's so bad for your sinuses. Man.
Conceal, don't feel, man. That's it.
Oh, man. But working in souvenirs, because you get international guests from everywhere.
It was in Brisbane?
Yeah, in the city.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Asians were always really difficult for me to handle personally, because they would always ask for discounts, which we're a store, we can't make discounts. We used to say we've already discounted it because it's on sale, but I will get to that later.
Oh, okay.
Believe the sale signs is all I'm going to say. Yeah, they'd ask for discounts, they'd fart, or they'd cough, or they'd do something, and then they'd just, be just like... Because in China, you look down on the sales staff, and in Australia, you don't.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless...
Because you worked in a similar situation.
Yeah, and I mean, that does happen sometimes, but it's... You never come out as the winner. Like, you'll have managers throwing you shifty looks, or you'll just maybe you'll get a shit product if someone's having a really bad day and they don't actually care about you. You mean as the consumer? As the consumer, yeah. If you piss someone off, they'll probably make you something a shit product.
Yeah.
And so you can't get away with that shit. You've got to be at least tolerable. And if you're anything worse than that, then you risk, You risk getting a shit product. I mean, the bare minimum that we do for almost everyone is just bitch aggressively behind your back, which I mean you don't actually care about, because you walk out the door and you're never going to see us again, or you will, and we'll give you stink eye or whatever. You don't actually care because
that customer, I remember you.
Get fucked.
But farting on me, how dare you?
All China businessmen.
I never said that. I never once said that. I said that this was a group of people who I assumed to be that. But yeah, no, but the thing is, because it was 5 minutes to closing at 9 o'clock on a night, but as soon as the customer's in the store, you have to stay open until they buy something or leave.
Yeah.
And I kept telling them, we're about to close, do you want to buy something or do you want to go? We're about to close. 5 more minutes. It was just frustrating as hell, and they ended up buying a shitload of boots, but I don't think it was worth being farted on, to be honest.
No, it probably wouldn't have been.
No. Yeah, so if you work in retail, prepare for the worst, expect the worst, hope for the best, but prepare yourself, is basically where I'm going to go with this. And one day you'll hear a story from Cringe.
Just don't get a job in retail? Well...
They're not bad.
They're not
the worst.
Not all of them are that bad.
Do you want to do a video on your channel talking about all the good things?
No.
Oh well. With the shot.
I never want to talk about retail on my channel ever. I would rather just drink to forget that part of my life. No, I'm all good.
It never happened. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have a similar experience working in retail, leave it in the comments down below because I know there are so many stories. I have more stories. I could tell so many more. And I mean, like I said, even Cringe does, but he's just drinking to forget. He's an alcoholic now, but
double fisting all night long.
Yeah, I taught him that. I'm in an enabler, and he's just an ex-retail service person. That's all he is.
I'm actually an ex-retail person because I handed him a resignation letter the other day, and I'm so proud.
I'm proud of you too.
Store manager gave me pretty serious stink eye when I did. Felt so good.
She needs you more than you need her.
She probably doesn't think that.
Well, why would she be giving you stink eye? You don't give someone stink eye unless you're like...
Or she just doesn't like me.
We're going to continue this conversation later. So subscribe if you enjoyed it. Check out Cringy's channel where he does more professional things than me. That's all I'm going to say. Go in there with high hopes and
not that high.
Mega expectations. Jeez. No, but seriously, like if you have high expectations, he will up them. There's no way to say it.
You can't get it out.
Exceed them. He will exceed your expectations. And his face isn't all... No, it's not.
No, not all.
Well, tell him to do that.
Hey, what is he, more of your face, Cringe? I'm just like, get that shit away from me. Did I study film and TV or acting, you know? I'm not studying acting, don't make me do that.
We can do it together.
No.
Let's act.
No.
Scene.
Never.
Bye.